Hello, creatives. Welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth, and this is a daily pick-a-card and birthday reading for August 14th. If you were born today after sunrise, you are a Queen of Clubs. Before sunrise, you're actually yesterday's card, which was a King of Clubs. So I'm going to read each card individually, then all together for the collective. We're going to talk about this Queen of Clubs day, the energy, the vibration, the light and shadow attributes, and what that might mean for the reading. Then we are going to wish the Queen of Clubs a very happy birthday. We're going to look at your solar year cards, as these are here to help you help yourself in your manifesting abilities. All right, let's find out what card number 1 is. We've got the 5 of Clubs. Okay, so first off, I do look at the charts of the day, and the Queen of Clubs has the 5 of Clubs in the moon position. So the moon, right? That's that intuitive seeking. It is all about deep subconscious deciphering, right? It is that receiving those intuitive messages. And so it can be through the dream world. It could be just being so intuitively connected to that Emperor or Empress energy. In this case, we'd be looking at the black suit Emperor. So that's all good too. You know, we've got this stability and strength. It is right in line with the Leo sun sign that we are all experiencing, and we are in that action-oriented Mars position in that third decan too. So pretty strong card here. So let's talk about the 5 of Clubs and what that means. It is Jupiter energy, so it's expansive and it wants to bring joy. There's a restless nature around the 5s in general. So the 5 of Clubs is all going to be about that intellectual pursuits. They go about it in really like a socially active, a lot of touching base with people, a lot of conversations. Oftentimes, I know 5 of Clubs that are therapists in one way or another. They have this rapid growth about them. They're always so busy thinking and absorbing that they can't help but have each day be so meaningful in what they experience that they barely have time to gather all of that and apply it. You know, I see them as something of a gatherer of information, you know, just tons and tons of notebooks, or at least it's probably a good idea if you are a 5 of Clubs. But if you do have one in your chart, it still lends all of those attributes to it, where it's in the upright position. So that's good. That is really beautiful. Let's see what we have for card number 2. So here we have the 8 of Hearts in reverse. So reversals are just a heads up about what part of that Queen of Clubs energy are you going to bump into today. So you could be on the receiving end of it, or you could be really triggered into that more shadow attributes. So the shadow attributes of the Queen of Clubs is more of that intellectual pursuits and feeling like an elitist. You're smarter than everybody else. However, what does that do? That ego, you have to keep that persona alive. So that makes you more calculating. It makes you more of a narcissist, and you could be bossy. there's a bit of a delusional quality to all of that as well. And in the end, it's all about being self-serving, where the light attributes of the Queen of Clubs is all about giving, inspiring, having that counsel, whether it's good counsel given or received. They have a brilliant sense of good judgment. The education, the academics, the energy to do all of that is none like it. Beautiful, beautiful card. If you are in school and loving it, or in any kind of school of life, right? So, yeah. So that's the energy that we could be bumping up into with this Eight of Hearts. So we want to look to see what we have in our Rahu position. If you are a Queen of Clubs, that is your Jack of Hearts. So we're going to look to that, and we're going to think about what it might be for everyone in this Eight of Hearts reversal. The hearts are all about the emotions and how you take care of you and how you nurture and nature yourself and others. So in this 8 position, or this 8 of Hearts card, we are looking at the position, as I said, of Rahu, which the 8s are all about finding that balance of how do you validate. Self-validation within. This is an emotional validation, how you feel grounded, put together, collected, all of the good things around what that might mean. It's related to the Hanged Man energy. So you've got the invitation to look at things differently, to figure it out. You're looking to figure out who you are at your core, how much you can rely on, how much you seek to have validated from an outside source. So the Hanged Man comes in as just rethinking your strategy a lot of the times, thinking outside the box. It is also just this positive infusion of positivity ready to happen. It's energy that is just waiting to be tapped. It's really beautiful. So if you think of that with the Eight of Hearts, and now we're looking at it in reverse, we could be bumping up into the shadow attributes of the Hanged Man, which would be going in the wrong direction, being narrow-minded and self-sabotaging. And also with the Eight of Hearts on that card, you could be egotistical or feeling like you need to justify your vainness and seeing scorn, other people and what they're doing. It's self-led, egotistically led validation. So we want to stay out of all of that. And hopefully we recognize if we're being triggered into participating in that kind of behavior. So you've gotten the heads up. This could all come around with that Queen of Clubs energy and just kind of doubling down on the being calculated and self-serving in that delusional illusions of grandeur, right? And we're also looking at the shadow attributes of that third deacon, Leo, where you really don't want the unsolicited advice from others. You're too busy giving advice and not in a position to receive it. It's such a stubbornness around it. And, it is very goal oriented to the point where it's hard to get out of your own way. It's like your biggest obstacle. So that's everything that we might be bumping into, whether, like I said, it's someone that you bump into feeling that energy, and how do you conduct yourself in that presence of that kind of narcissistic, self-led behavior that is, such a force and a wall to bump into? What do you do? So it's a good question to ask yourself, and how you are going to take care of you when that happens in whatever measure, because it's a soup out there of that energy. You don't know how much or how little is going to be coming your way. And in this heart suit, it is going to be really received, if you're on the receiving end of this, as it could be feeling manipulated in it and being tricked or duped. The heart suit is so giving that you overly give. It's being overly generous, and you end up in this conditional relationship and feeling unheard. So it's that kind of energy that you want to prepare yourself for, either receiving it or being triggered into behaving it. All right, enough said about that. Let's see what the third card is. Well, of course, it's the Queen of Clubs. This is awesome. Okay, so we just thickened the soup. Thank goodness it's in the upright position. So let's look at all those beautiful, lovely qualities in the light attributes of the Queen of Clubs. And to remember also that the queens encompass the 4s, 5s, and 6s of the same suit. So we've got the 4s, Mercury in the Hierophant. So we're listening to that greater voice, the voice of brilliance from source, the knowing voice of everything. And then we're looking at that Jupiter energy, the 5 of Clubs right there in the spread too. And in the chart, in the moon position, very strong card to have here. And we're looking at the 6 of Clubs, and 6s are all about that working hard success, and having the validation from an outside source. It's a beautiful collection of energy that the Queen encompasses. It makes her incredibly reliable, full of good judgment, perfect counsel. It is really a networking brilliance of collected energy that this Queen can put into her life. The life of a Queen of Clubs is very active, very giving, very knowledge seeking. So if you can do all of that, it's brilliant. So it looks like we've got a very active learning thing going on here today, and looking out to watch out for ourselves and know that we could either get triggered or not and end up in a position where we're going to have to deal with someone emotionally self-absorbed and not thinking about anyone but themselves. And that could be us getting triggered into doing exactly that, or it could be bumping into it and needing to find a way to gently, kindly bounce that back on the other person. Yes. All right. So there we have it. That as a whole. Let's stay in the high vibe of the Queen of Clubs. All right, Queen of Clubs, happy birthday. Let's see what you have for your solar year card. How are we going to heighten your manifesting abilities? Introspection. Introspection is often necessary to deepen our awareness of the unity and the divinity of life. Very nice. So it's like connecting with that source as well as your inner you. It's like really having a conversation with your soul. And I'm all about that. One of the brilliant things that I have learned through this Cards of Truth is that connection that you make with the divine, to listen and to allow that to come through. It is really an incredibly beautiful thing to have happen. Now we've got quite a spread here for you, and to take advantage of every bit of this, you've got all of those tools in your toolbox. Very interesting that your life is led with that 10 of spades on your sun position. It's not an easy thing to do. You run up against block walls all the time, just, solid, hard to penetrate. And part of that can be you in that sun position. I mean, it is really what you are here as a Leo to be working on, to get that balance right, to understand your strengths and your weaknesses, to counteract those. And what better way to figure all of that out than to do it with introspection, and to be aware that that's necessary in order to deepen an even broader, more open awareness of who you are. There's a certain unity that is more like a friendship between you and your spirit guides and your daimon. Your path is a little difficult, more difficult than others, and you've got that 10 of spades. It is constantly trying to figure out how you're going to get through the next crisis or the current crisis with the best attitude possible, relying in that divine guidance to get you there. Your ecliptic with that 9 of spades is really you embracing that connection with spirit. That is your unity, the divine unity with source. The 9 of spades is what they call the yogi card. If you can't get it done that way, I don't know how you're going to do it, because that is your path to do it that way. And we spoke earlier about your Jack of Hearts, Rahu, what to embrace. So you can see that 10 of spades, very dark, very heavy, very, very work-oriented, trial and error, just getting, and it's an ecliptic card. The 10 takes you right to that 9 of spades. And it's all about letting go and letting source help guide you. And it's all about doing it with a lightness of heart, that Jack of Hearts. Incredibly difficult to do, but I think you in this third deacon Leo, it speaks directly to what your life path is. This is a big reading for you. Very big reading. All right. Let's see what you get for the Cards of Truth, Spirit, and Nature. The 2 of Hearts. How beautiful. You have this in your chart as well. This is on your Uranus. So you got to get creative with this. I've got the 2 of spades on mine, and I'm always finding those remedies and cures out of left field. Sometimes they just are divinely planted in front of me, and I can't avoid them. Uranus is an absolutely brilliant planet for just that. And I love that you get it here. This is just you making the connections for you so that you can be the best that you can be at what you are here to do. It's nature and nurture. You taking care of you. That's where your juicy, high vibe, creative energy is. That's where you want to go every time that you can make that connection for yourself in the most beautiful, pure, divine way. The more energy, vibration you get to put in your safekeeping well to draw upon anytime you need help for anything. Gorgeous. All right, let's see what you get for the Wishcraft cards. The Friendship Bracelet. I'm a good friend to myself and others. I don't even know what else to say. This is so perfect. It is such a beautiful message that your daimon is offering you here. Just open and ready for you to embrace that connection, deepen that friendship with them. Absolutely incredibly gorgeous. And your card right here, moon-led, right? And it is that Jack of Hearts, that emotion of that youngness that you need to certainly embrace. It is all about you, embracing who you are, that moon energy. The red suit, which is the Empress for the Jack of Hearts. So both sides of that, Empress and Emperor, both sides of Temperance in that third Mars that the Jack also encompasses, that 3, and in Temperance with your natural Leo Mars sub-ruled strength. I mean, my goodness, it couldn't be any clearer. So I think this is beautiful. The thing to look out for, out of left field is that Pluto, that King of Diamonds. So be sure to be open and be careful of the crisis modes. You've got all of those possibilities of the death card to let it go, and the Rahu, the Hanged Man, and also just the K2 energy of the red 9s, and that's that Fool energy. And we're looking at the diamonds. So be sure to random acts of kindness, be generous as much as you can, delve into that charitable nature and give of your beautiful knowledge. You'll find it there in the how to connect with that. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Well, happy birthday, Queen of Clubs. I hope your year goes amazing. Carpe diem, everyone. Let's tackle this day with kindness and curiosity and be open and loving. And as always, let's be creative in how we do the do. All right. Happy creating.